Hey guys, today I'm going to be going over my full kayak fishing setup for 2020, and I hope that I'm able to answer all of the questions that you guys have been sending me. Stick around. So today I'm going to finally answer a whole bunch of questions that I've been getting from you guys. It seems like these last 4 or 5 videos I've been getting questions about how I mount my bump board to the side of my kayak, how I've got my storage and my cup holder hanging off the other side of the kayak. It's just, it seems like every day I've gotten an email or a message at some point in the day about certain things that are on my kayak. So I figured I would make this video to answer all of your guys' questions. Also, if you watch my channel and you watch my videos and you see something that I'm using in that video, in every video, in the description under that video, you'll see a line. It says the gear that I use, and it'll be a link. It'll say kit.co/kayakusa. If you click that, you'll be taken to my personal website page where I link every single thing that I use. Any DIYs that I do to my kayak, this kayak, my old Vibe kayak, everything that I've used or worked on for my video, I have linked on my page. So you can go straight there, click it, take it. If it's an Amazon link, it'll take you directly to Amazon where I purchased it. And if you want to buy or follow along in a build that I'm doing, you can get everything right there off my page. It's super easy. It's just me kind of grouping all of the things that I've done, all of the things that I use together to help you guys out. So if you see something on my boat or me fishing on the water and you're like, hey man, what is that? Check my kit, odds are it's there. If it's not there, shoot me a message and I'll make sure I add it there for the, for the future so other people can go straight to it. All right, that being said, I'm gonna start at the front of this boat. We're gonna work our way to the back of the boat. I'm gonna go over every single thing. Now, as I get to certain things, most of this stuff I've already done DIY videos on my channel. So I'm gonna make sure I throw a link up. So if you see something that you haven't seen before, and I have a link for it for where I've done a video on how to build it or how I installed it, you can click that link. It'll take you straight to my other video and you can see specifically about that product. Like when I built my box, I've got a video on that. My front light, I've got a video on that. There's several things on this boat you're gonna see that I already have videos on, how I built it, how I installed it, and you can watch it and go along step by step with me in those videos. All right, so let's start at the front, work our way to the back. I hope I'm not too loud because the mic is literally right in my mouth. So starting at the front of the boat, you see that I have a Guardian Angel front red and green light. Now these mount by heavy duty magnets. As you can see, these magnets are solid. I've got a video that I'll link right here. All of these videos will also be linked in the video description below. So if you're not watching on a phone and the links aren't like right up here on the screen somewhere, they'll be in the video description below. You can go check them out. See, this one's a white one. This one's, if I want to run a headlight on the front of my boat, I can run just a solid white light. They also have the flasher on the front of it, little strobe light action. They have all kinds of colors. They're really cool, waterproof, and they work really well. I love having it on the front of my boat. Moving on back, this is my front hatch. I literally just did a video on this last week where I plasti dipped my front hatch. I'll link it right here. You can check it out. It was super easy. It seems pretty solid so far. It's only been a couple of days and I haven't had it out on my first trip yet, but I think it's gonna last a while. If it does hold up really good, y'all be on the lookout because I'm thinking about plasti dipping the whole top cap of this boat. I think it would look really cool. In here is where I keep my power box. Now this is an Ice Hole Power. I think this is their deluxe box. I've been on the Ice Hole Power Pro Staff team for a while now. They have really cool stuff. I mean, I've also used my, I don't know if you can see it on top of the fridge over there, but I've got their Yakin Shack box. It's one of my favorites. I keep that one on the rear of the boat. This one I've been using for my main power to run my electronics and my lights and power my GoPros and all that good stuff. So really cool product. Check them out. I'm gonna make sure I link that in the video description as well. Moving along, I have the center mount. So those front shots that you guys see, when I'm landing a fish or when I'm talking to you guys, it is coming from this mount right here. This is nothing but a pole that I had. I can't even remember what this pole was for. I think it was for some landing gear, and I've got some water in there. So all I did was use the front, I think this is for the Hobie sail, which I'm never gonna put a sail on this kayak, so I just used this. I made that pole to fit down in there. I set the camera here. What's really cool about my setup now though, is as you can see, I have a USB port right here. And that USB port, and I've also got a little voltage meter right on that side built in too. All of this is plugged to that battery box that you just seen inside my kayak. But what's really neat is I can plug up my GoPro just like that, plug that into there. I have all day power. As long as your SD card is big enough to film all day, you've got all day power. You can let that camera just roll all day long and make sure you don't miss any shots. And that's just my front camera. Moving back, you can see that I have these blue lights. Now, I haven't done a video on these. I have done videos in the past on how to install. You can see these, I've got them all the way. I think I've got 10 total. But I have done videos in the past of installing the Yak and, no, I'm sorry, I was going to say Yak and Shack. The Yak Power. I've installed the Yak Power on that green Hobie in here. Those were really cool. I will say, if you've got the time and you feel comfortable with doing it, you can install these lights that you see on my boat right now for about $11 off Amazon. I will put the link in the video description. I haven't added these lights to my kit page yet, but I'm going to do that today. So hopefully by the time this video goes up, you should be able to go to my kit page and these exact lights off Amazon will be there. They come in a, I think it's a 10 pack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's a 10 pack. I've got 5 lights on each side. Like I said, 11, 12 bucks. You can buy these, and if you're handy and you can wire them up yourself, that's all it'll cost you to put these really cool LED lights. I did get me a little toggle switch so I could turn them on and off right here. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it? Yeah. Works out really good. It really, at night, it lights up the entire inside of my boat, so you can see to tie on a lure or whatever you got to do. All right, let's scooch on back. I guess I can show you the inside hatch. Well, I've got a video on this. This is my Hook 2.5. Now, lately, you guys have seen me. I've been using a different unit. Let me grab it. I've been using this Hook 3 that I have. Now, this is just an older, smaller unit. And the reason you've seen me using this is because I've been swapping my Hook 2.5 back and forth from my kayak to my bass boat. I have 2 sets of transducers for this thing. But here lately, I've just been leaving the 5 on the boat and using my little 3. So, but the Hook 2.5, I've got a full video. I've actually got 2 videos. I've got the install video, and then a year later, I did another video just to show you guys how well it's handling. I love it. I think this is great for my kayak and for the fishing that I do. It's a really good unit. You should check it out. I'll make sure to link both of those videos in the description below too. So if you see my center hatch, I took out in a regular Hobie, when you open this up, it has the 2 little storage tackle box holders or whatever. I took that out. I did put in the Hobie box, and just the stuff that I keep in here. Let's see what all I got in here. I got the extra unit, some straps. I got my Bigsby kill switch, fishing gloves, a buff. It's my scale where I weigh my big old 7-8 pound bass when I catch them. And then I just got a little box here. It's got some pliers, I think some fingernail clippers, yeah, some little scissors. What is that? Oh yeah, Liquid Mayhem. That's pretty good. That's the shad scent. But I just keep all that stuff in the hatch, and I'll also throw, like, the hatch is big enough for me to add, some snacks or whatever. I can throw them right there. I can get to them really easy at my feet. Moving on back, I've got the best seat that's on the market for kayak fishing. Of course, everybody knows it's the Vantage seat. That's my Vantage seat. I've got my Bigsby remote. I usually just keep an extra pair of sunglasses on the side of my seat. Now here's one of the things. Well, let me get to this first. So I put this thing together. This is just a cheap cell phone case that I have that fits my iPhone 10, and I think it's the Otter box case or whatever. So my phone just clips right into the side, and all I did was took a little Hobie H-rail mount thing, you know, the ones with the flat panels where you can mount things to them, and I just glued and screwed my cell phone case to it. And when I'm filming, I like to have my GoPro app up so I can control both cameras, and I just pop it right here on the side of the boat. A lot of times I will have a lanyard hooked to it just in case it pops off here into the water. So, but I can kind of move it around and use it when I'm fishing. It works really well. Okay, here's the bump board. Everybody's been asking, how in the heck do you got your bump board mounted to the side of your kayak? This is how I did it. So I got my bump board. First I'll show you what I've done to that. I wanted to have a lanyard tied to it. I didn't really want to hook it through that center hole that comes on them because I didn't want something to be in the way. So I just put me a little pad eye on the back of it, took a paddle leash from campingandkayaking.com. I'll link it below. Best paddle leashes on the market. I got me a paddle leash. I just hook it to the inside of my kayak. This mount is just this piece here, this piece you see going vertical. I think it's the Yak Attack mount. You can buy them. They're in a 2-pack. I'll link it below. I only used one of them because what I did was I took one of these. Let me take it off and show you because everybody's been asking about this thing. So if you buy those little kits off Amazon for your GoPro that's got all those little mounts and different sticky pads, you know, most of it's junk that comes in those GoPro kits, but every now and then you'll get a cool piece. This was one of those pieces that come in the kit. This was designed to hook this to it, and a GoPro mount would hook to this side of it. What I did is I'm not going to mount my GoPro off this thing because it's kind of cheap and I don't want to lose my GoPro. But what I did do is I took one of these Yak Attack, I don't know what they call them. It's not a bump board mount. I think it's just called a hog trough mount or something like that. But I just screwed it to the side of this, and I made this so that I could snap it over the side of my rail on the side of the kayak. And if you don't have a Hobie, you can rig this to clip on anything. You can rig this to clip to the side of your seat. But a lot of people, I understand, are messaging me because they want to know how to mount it to the side of their kayak. Well, if you get you one of these holders, these Yak Attack holders, and if you have the T-rail system down the side of your kayak, there's ways you can do it. You can either mount your, you know, put you a T-rail mount right here and mount it like that, or just get you a little L bracket and mount it on the side of your rail system on the side of the kayak, and it'll work great for you. But this is all I do. I clip this to the side, tighten it up just a little bit, and then boom. And the main reason I did this is because these boards, you know, when you're fishing a tournament, you got to have a bump board. You got to have a good one, but they're huge and they get in the way. I don't want to use a foldable one. I know, guys, you're going to message me, hey, you know, they make a foldable one. I know. I don't want to mess with a foldable bump board. I want to be able to grab the board, throw it up on my legs, measure the fish, and let it go. This keeps it out of the way, because if not, I would have to find a place to put this big old board on my kayak somewhere, and I guarantee you it's going to be in the way. So I just keep it just like that on the side of my kayak. It's out of the way completely. Now, every now and then, you know, I noticed when I was running the Bigsby that it would tuck down and the water would catch it and pick it up, so I'd have to just reach over and push it back down. But you could settle that just by adding another screw to lock it into place, or just tighten this up some. It probably wouldn't do that. But it does exactly what I want. And if it falls off into the water, it's tethered to the boat, so it's not going anywhere. I'll get to my drawer when we get to the other side. I don't want to stretch this video out too long. So you see I got more lights. This pole that you see here is my rear camera pole. I've got a GoPro 5 on the back of my boat, and I've got a GoPro 5 on the front of my boat. Both of them have large SD cards, I think 128 gigs each, and I have all-day power run to them. So back here you can see I have a 3.0 dual USB port. I've installed it right at the base of my camera mount. It's all wired. All of this is wired to that front power box that you've seen in the front hatch. So what I do here is I have my camera on this pole that I made. Yes, there's a DIY video for it. Shows you step by step how to make it. I'll link it right here, and it'll also be linked in the video below. So you have to buy this Scotty mount. This is a locking Scotty mount. You gotta have locking. You don't want to get a regular one and turn around and knock your camera off into the water. You get the locking one, it'll click in, and you can't pull your camera off. You can't risk losing it. And you can use this to get those really cool shots where you want to go off the side of the boat really far. You lock it into place, loosen that a little bit, and then you can get the coolest shots while you're fishing. If you don't have a drone, or you don't want to take your drone out fishing with you, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but look how far I've got this thing out. I don't have it tight enough, but you can get these really cool shots. I really like this a lot. This is a DIY camera mount. Like I said, I'll link the video in the description below. Check it out, build you one of these. You won't regret it, especially if you like filming your adventures or just something you want to get into. But it works really well. You see the camera sticks up right over my shoulder. That's usually how I film with it. I might tilt it back a little bit, about like that, and I have a camera shot while I'm fishing behind me. Let's move on back. I've got my Hobie wheels. I keep them in the back. I eventually do want to get like a boondock system for the back of my boat, but we'll see. Eventually I'm thinking about getting the Hobie PA14 in the future. I would love to. So I don't want to add the boondock system to this and then have to take it off and move it. But it is what it is. So for now we're rocking with my old banana boat. So back here I've just got old cheap Igloo cooler, my Bigsby battery pack I've got mounted to the back of this. All of this is in a video. I'll link it right here, the full install, unboxing. Bigsby sent me this amazing outboard kit. They come with the Yak Gadget mount, best mount ever. I mean, ever. This stuff is high quality. These mounts are high quality. The motors are high quality. I'm in love with this system. And as you've seen, if you've seen my other videos, you know how much I love this thing. All right, so let's work our way to the other side real quick so I don't stretch this video out forever. Coming down this side, you see that I've got the voltage reader right there, so I can always look up and know exactly how much juice I have left in my battery pack up front. My Mirage drive in the center, of course. I did mount 2 of the Yak Attack mounts on each side, the Mighty mounts. I got one over here, one over here. This side is where I keep my Scotty rod holder, and it's just a twist and pull, so I can stick it here and lock it back down. And what's really neat about my setup, and the reason I went with the Scotty holder like that, is you seen I just showed you my camera mount on the other side of the boat, right? It's locking. This is also locking. It's the same mount also. So if I want to take my long telescopic camera pole from the back of my boat and do some really cool shots with the camera facing me off the front of the boat, I can turn around, click it in, it'll lock right here, and then I can just slide the camera out and get them really cool front shots. But I love to keep my rod holder right here, so when I do catch a fish, I got somewhere to stick my rod really fast while I unhook. Let's see. Let me move this, and I'll show you this is I think my favorite box or DIY, kayak-wise DIY that I've ever done. That box right there. I'm so proud of that box. I don't think I've ever done a cleaner build for anything on my kayak than that box right there. I am going to add a couple little turn knobs at the bottom to hold the drawer in, to keep it from coming out, because right now when I leave the house and I go fishing, I pull the drawer out and I put it in the truck, and as you can see, I keep it full. And this is where I keep most of the tackle that I'm fishing with that day. I mean, everything. And as you can see, I keep my little scissors in here. I cut as I'm going through lures trying to figure out what they're biting. Instead of me putting it back up, well, I got them all tangled up. That didn't work too great, huh? So instead of me putting the lures up, I just clip them off, drop them in this front little compartment that I built, and tie on my next lure. And you see, this thing holds a lot. Look, that 10,000 fish Suzuki bug, Sakushi bug is amazing by Ketchco. If you haven't tried that, y'all need to try that out. Ned rig, that'll do it. But I keep a lot of my fishing tackle right here in this junk drawer box. Got a video on that. Very proud of that box. It turned out great. It holds so much that I'm able, I'm able now to use this front hatch for all that junk that you've seen, just lay it in there. I love it. All right, so let me get this hook back up. Okay, so moving back, this is another question that I've been getting lately is, how the heck are you hanging your boxes off the side of your kayak? Super easy, guys. Okay, so that's by Scott. Y'all need to check that out. He sent me that. I'll link his account below too. He made me my custom Kayak USA. He made this for me about a year ago, actually. I love it. I take it on every trip. So this is nothing but a Scotty cup holder that I mounted the mount to the side of this tackle tray. Now this tackle tray is nothing but, let me get my boxes out. And I think these are Plano 3640s. I can't remember what size these are, but so if you've got a Hobie, or if you don't have a Hobie, you know that what I told you, I changed the box out in here. Used to, when you would open this hatch, when you buy these factory, when you open that hatch, a double tackle tray comes up. And that comes up, that holds these two right here, and they just come up. That's what this is. That's all this is. I took it out when I installed my bucket, but I was like, man, that holds 2 boxes so good. I don't want to throw it away. What could I do with it? All I did was drilled me 6 holes, used 3 zip ties, and I literally zip tied it to my pole, my handrail on the side of the boat. Now, I am fixing to upgrade these to the H-rails for my boat, so the H-rail is going to come all the way down to here, but I'm going to keep this on there. I'm just going to cut these zip ties and transfer it to my new H-rails, excuse me. But it works out great. When I'm hauling my kayak, I literally take my boxes out, put them in the truck, flip that over, I throw my cup holder in the center hatch, lock it. When I get to the river, I take that off, I hang my cup holder on the side, I drop in my 2 tackle trays, and then drop my drink in, and then I'm ready to go. It works out great. Anything that I can get off the side of the boat once I'm on the water, and it's not going to be in the way of me landing fish and things like that, it's perfect. I love how this turned out. I absolutely love it. All right, so I'm stretching this video out way too long. Here are my Runkle pliers. These are amazing. Y'all need to check these out. If you need a good set of pliers, I'll link these below. These are the best fishing pliers, I think. I actually gave a pair of these away on my Instagram channel a couple of weeks ago. Runkle sent me an extra pair to give away to you guys. So check these out. These are really good. You'll see me using these a lot in videos when I'm having to get the hooks out of them big old 8 and 9 pounders that I catch. Moving back, I have this net. I used to love this net. Now I hate that net. I bought that net, and it's actually in my kit page. If you kayak fish and you like to fish with crankbaits or anything with more than 1 hook, and you pull that net out, you scoop your fish into the kayak, you're going to spend 30 minutes digging your hooks out of that. Don't get that. Get a rubber net. I have one. It's actually, I've got it in my Skeeter over there. Don't get that net. That net, if you bass fish and you have more than 1 hook, it's going to get in every single hole, and it's going to take you forever to get it out of there. So get you a rubber net, something that you can set on the bow of your boat, stows away really well, and it's not going to tangle up every hook you got. Last but not least, I guess, mystery tackle box. You got to have one of these, and I'm kind of proud of this one. That's the only reason I'm showing you. This box was the one that I got yesterday for this month, the month of April. I just want to show you everything that come in this box real quick. Look at this. Vertical lures, a full pack. Big Bites baits, a full pack. That's a good color too. But look at what else. Guggen Squad Mini Recon. Guggen Squad Hammer Hooks. Guggen Squad Juicy Casting Jig, 5/16. Amazing stuff. I'm not done yet. Booyah Big, look at this, 3/8 ounce buzzbait. That is amazing. And then you've got the 13 fish motorboat. All of this stuff was in one box this month. I mean, this is the best box I think I've ever gotten. I've been with Mystery Tackle Box for years now, and
they hit it out of the park this month. That's an awesome box. Y'all need to check them out. Link below. If you're new to Mystery Tackle Box and you've never gotten a box from them before, use promo code Kayak USA. It'll save you on your very first box. Y'all check them out. And besides that, you guys know the video that I just dropped on the kayak cart. That's the cart that this kayak is sitting on. It is on wheels, and I can literally grab my kayak by the nose, roll it around my garage anywhere I want to push it. It's great. Load it straight on the back of my truck. I love it. If you want to build one, they're cheap, they're easy. Check out the video. It's perfect for if you like to work on your kayak or store them and you need to move them around your garage. Click the link, watch my video, build you that cart, and you won't regret it.
All right, guys, so I'm sorry for this video being so long, but I did want to be very, very thorough. So many of you guys have been showing me support, and you've all been asking me questions about specific things on my boat, and I really wanted to answer those questions for you. I hope I did answer all the questions. If I didn't, feel free to hit me up in the comments of this video, and I will help you out the best I can. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Y'all check out and share my other DIY videos. It helps out a whole lot. Hit that like button on these videos. It really helps my channel out a whole lot. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.